Hey Corri and Kristin, Melanie Raye here, and today I am so excited to get to talk about the Babysitters Club, which is my favourite book series ever, and Annie Martin is one of my favourite authors ever. This book series has shaped my childhood and teenage years. I own all of the books from the series and all the spin-offs, which adds up to just over 400 books, and this means that I have quite a bit of insight into this book series, and I would like to share some of that insight with you today. Originally, the Babysitters Club was only supposed to be a series made up of 4 books, which we now know as the first 4 books in the series. Then, these books gained so much popularity that Annie Martin was asked to write more books for the series, and she was happy to oblige. However, after about book 45 of the original series, the pressure became so great that Anne commissioned other people to help ghostwrite more books for the series, one of whom was Paula Danziger, who Anne actually worked with on other manuscripts. So where it says things in the front of the book like, "I would like to thank Paula for her help with this manuscript," that basically means she wrote it. What I love about the Babysitters Club is that it shows unity in diversity. All of these girls are so different, with different life issues, races, personalities, hobbies, and yet they come together cohesively as a team and do a great job of looking after children. One of the ways that the reader gets to know these characters so deeply and build that connection with the characters and therefore the books is through the way that different books are narrated by different members of the club. And you can usually tell who's doing the narrating in that particular book based on the title of that book. For example, in Christie's Big Day, Kristy is the one doing the narrating. This helps us to learn the inner thoughts of the characters and helps us feel like we're friends with them and like part of the club. I think this is part of what helps the books have the popularity that they do. The Babysitters Club also presents very real life issues in a way that is both relevant and age appropriate. It deals with things such as health, Stacey has diabetes, racism, bullying, death, domestic violence, and they are presented in a way that is empowering for readers. Usually these problems are solved by the end of the book, and we all know that that isn't always the way that it works out in real life. But I think that it presents these issues to young girls in a way that is not too frightening for them and helps them to know what to do if they're in that situation. For example, when a death occurs in Marianne's class of one of her classmates, she goes to a counsellor and gets some help, and that's obviously very good advice for young girls to follow. Another interesting thing about the Babysitters Club is that after book 10, none of the girls in the club age. They're basically Adeline Bowmans because the world around them keeps turning. There are multiple Thanksgivings, Christmases, Easters, Valentine's Days, and yet after book 10, when Kristy turns 13, none of them ever leave 8th grade. That is until the end of the Friends Forever spin-off series, where the girls finally get to graduate high school. There has been discussion about whether this format is helpful for the series. Personally, I don't mind too much because I'm more about the story itself and don't mind how old the girls are. But it is interesting that while the girls aren't aging in the lives of other characters in the book, things that involve age do keep happening. Babies are born, children have birthday parties, people pass away from old age. So the world is definitely still turning, but it's like these girls are stuck in this bubble. I guess it does help because there were so many books in the series that they kept the girls the same age so that the readership and the target audience that they were wanting was able to remain the same. This meant that they could write specifically for the age group they were targeting. Whereas if the girls had aged over the years that these books were written, it's likely that the readership would have grown with them. And in some cases that's good, thinking of things such as the Harry Potter series, where the characters aged along with the readers. But in this case, I think they made the right decision. But again, I don't mind too much either way. Finally, I think that the Babysitters Club is a very meaningful representation of female friendship. People from different walks of life, different families, different life experiences can come together, united, support each other through their life and things that are happening to them, and work together to make something great. It's very empowering for women to see young girls put together a business, essentially, of babysitting, and it shows in the books that they have a great influence on their community, where they do things like put on fundraisers and hold festivals and run playgroups, summer camps, all these different things that they achieve. It inspires the readers to step outside of their comfort zone and know that there is power and strength in numbers. So enjoy the female friendships that you have, and let books like the Babysitters Club help celebrate those friendships. Love you all. Bye!